Hi students, in this video we are going to see the proof of some integral formulas and then some more formulas. Before we get into this video, we will just revise what we learnt in the first video. We have seen that let f of x be a function in x means, then if we calculate derivative of f of x and we get the final answer as f of x means, if we take this f of x and when we do the integration for this f of x, we get this capital F of x. So we are going to apply this concept in proving some important integral formulas. So first we will prove this formula. Integration of x power n dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 whole divided by n plus 1 plus c, where the compulsory condition must be the value of n should not be equal to minus 1. Why it should not be equal to minus 1? That can be seen in the next formula. Now we will move to the proof of this formula. What we are going to do is we will take up this function and then we will differentiate it and then we will check whether we get this or not. So we are taking right hand side, that is x power n plus 1 divided by n plus 1, and we are doing derivative of it. You know that 1 divided by n plus 1 is a constant, so we are taking it outside and then derivative of this x power n plus 1. We know therefore we know very clearly that this power n plus 1 will come to the front and then x power n plus 1 minus 1, so plus 1 minus 1 will get cancelled, we will get this x power n, and then n plus 1 and n plus 1 will get cancelled, finally we get this x power n. So when we do the derivative of this function, we are getting this x power n. Hence we can say integration of x power n dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c. Based on this integrating constant only, we call this as indefinite integral, because in place of c we can have infinitely many numbers like 1, 2, 3 like that. That's why it's called as indefinite integrals. Now we will move on to the next formula proof. If you look at this integration of 1 by x dx, if you look at this x power 1 is there in the denominator, when it comes to the numerator it becomes x to the power of minus 1. That's why in this formula they say that power of x, that is n, should not be equal to minus 1. When n is equal to minus 1 means the formula is different, that is log mod x. Now we will see the proof of this formula. What we will do is we will take up this right hand side and then we will do the derivative for this, and then we will check whether we are getting this expression or not. But before that, here modulus x is there, so there will be two cases. One is when the input, that is x, is positive, what is the modulus x value, and when input is minus x, what is its minus final output. Based on that we will have two different cases. We will see them one by one. Here the case 1 is we take x is positive, that is x is greater than 0. When for modulus x, when the input is positive, we will get the output as it is, because we know that modulus function acts as a constant identity function when x value is greater than 0. Whatever input you give in the identity function, you will receive that same value as an output. Here in the modulus x also, when you give positive number as an input, it will give the same value as it is. That's it. So it is act as a identity function. That's why when x is positive, we are getting plus x as an output. So we can say modulus of log x can be written as log x. When we do the derivative of log x, we know that it is 1 by x. So we can say that modulus of 1 by x dx is equal to log x plus c. Now we will move on to the second case. When x value is less than 0, that is x value is negative. When negative value goes inside the modulus function as input means, it will multiply the input by its another minus sign. So here x is a negative number. For example, x is equal to minus 5. That minus 5 is multiplied by minus sign, means we will get plus 5. That's why here modulus x is denoted as minus x. So in place of log mod x, we can substitute log of minus x. Don't think that here we are giving minus x. Actually it is positive, that is plus 5 is written in the form of minus 5. Similarly plus x is written in the form of minus x, because normally in logarithm here we cannot give negative number as an input, it is undefined, but it is a positive number, it is minus x, like that it is there. So when we calculate derivative, we know that derivative of log function is 1 divided by minus x, and then derivative of minus x is minus 1. This minus will get cancelled, so we get 1 by x. Then we can say that integration of 1 by x dx is log mod x plus c. I hope you understand these two proof. Based on these two concepts, we can see some more formula on the basis of differentiation and the definition of integration. We have the following results. Now we are going to see the formulas one by one. Already we have seen that integration of x power n is equal to n dx is equal to x to the power of n plus 1 divided by n plus 1 plus c, and the next formula is integration of 1 by x dx is equal to log mod x plus c, and the third formula is integration of e power x dx is equal to e power x, because derivative of e power x is equal to e power x, hence integration of e power dx is equal to e power x. And then we will move on to the next formula. We know that derivative of a power x into log a is equal to a power x. So we can say that integration of a power x dx is equal to a power x divided by log a plus c. And then we will move on to the next formula. We know that derivative of sin x is equal to cos x, hence we can say that integration of cos x is equal to sin x. You just look at this, integration of cos x dx is equal to sin x plus c. We know that derivative of cos x is minus sin x. When we multiply both sides by minus sign, what we get is minus derivative of minus cos x is equal to plus sin x. So we can say that integration of sin x dx is equal to minus cos x plus c. And then we know that derivative of tan x is equal to secant square x. So if we take integration of secant square x dx, we will get tan x plus c. And then the next formula is derivative of cot x. We know that it is minus cosecant square x. In order to remove this minus sign, we are multiplying both sides by minus sign. So we get derivative of minus cot x is equal to cosecant square x, from which we can say that if we calculate integration of cosecant square x dx, we will get this minus cot x plus c. And then next formula, we know that derivative of secant x is equal to secant x and tan x, hence integration of secant x dx is equal to secant x. And the 10th formula, we know that derivative of cosecant x is minus cosecant x into cot x. In order to remove this minus sign, we are multiplying both sides by minus 1. So minus 1 into derivative of cosecant x is equal to minus into minus plus cosecant x cot x. This minus 1 can be brought inside. So derivative of minus cosecant x is equal to cosecant x cot x. So we can say that integration of cosecant x cot x is equal to minus cosecant x plus c. And we know that derivative of sin inverse x is equal to 1 divided by root over of 1 minus x square. Hence we can say that integration of 1 divided by root over of 1 minus x square is equal to sin inverse of x plus c. Then we know that derivative of cos inverse x is equal to minus 1 divided by root over of 1 minus x square. Hence we can say that integration of minus 1 divided by root over of 1 minus x square is cos inverse x plus c. And then the next formula, we know that derivative of tan x is equal to 1 divided by 1 plus x square. We can say that integration of 1 divided by 1 plus x square dx is equal to tan inverse of x plus c. And then the next formula, We know that derivative of secant inverse x is equal to 1 divided by modulus x into root over of 1 minus x square, x square minus 1. So we can say that integration of 1 divided by modulus x into root over of x square minus 1 is equal to secant inverse of x plus c. I hope we understand all these formulas very clearly. Please by heart these formulas. These are very important formulas, and in the next video we will solve problems related to the formulae we learned in the video. Thank you students. Thanks for your cooperation.